Okay, today is July 25th. I'm here at my grandparents' house on a beautiful lake, wearing my wizard outfit and my gypsy beads to have a serious discussion. Another serious discussion as per usual. You know, every time I start these speeches, I never know what I'm going to talk about. I never know why I'm picking up the camera. But eventually, as it goes, a reason pops up, and I think that's what makes them so fun, you know? Oftentimes when people record these things, they sit there, they script them, they bullet point them down to the bone, and yes, you know, structure is great, but sometimes to truly be creative and truly act innately, you have to operate without structure, because if you design your life and optimize it to every single little bit of which you believe it should be or what someone thinks it should be, you'll never actually act innately. When you act off of intuition, when you act off of reaction based on who you are, your gut feeling, that is actually operating as you are. Not operating on your premeditative state. And you know, the thing is, it's very difficult to operate in a reactionary state without acting against your purpose, because when you're in a reactionary state, you might feel an emotion which will cause you to do an action that isn't beneficial of your purpose. But if you operate with discernment and you have a level of discernment within your subconscious, within your being, you can react reactionarily, as quick as reaction, but still maintain your conscious actions and maintain action in pursuit of your goals. And that's, you know, that's something that I really began to just embody. Like, what's the point of sitting there and saying I can't control my subconscious? What's the fucking point? Fuck them, you know? Why wouldn't I want to be the first of anything? Why would I want to be the last of anything? If it's possible, why not? Why wouldn't I? I think you can. I think you do have complete control of your reality and what you decide, what you want. And I think that's what makes life so exhilarating. I think you can truly decide what you want to believe in, what you want to have, what you don't want to have, and you can just do, and you can just be. Sorry. Hello, how's it going? Sorry. But that's the benefit of actually knowing who you are and actually embodying who you are and not shying away from it and just being grateful, being happy, being content with your reality, with your surroundings. Completely lost my train of thought because people walk by me. I'm wearing my wizard outfit, it's a bit too hot outside. But it's a beautiful day, you know? You know, I got asked recently, when do I feel the most euphoric? You know, this guy said he wants to create 4 euphoric moments in his life. You know, once every month, he said, or once every season, he wants to feel euphoric. And for him, he felt euphoric when he stood in when he felt small in the world and he could feel how big the world was. And he asked me, when do I feel euphoric? And I was thinking back and I was sitting there and I was realizing when I feel most euphoric is when I'm under extreme emotion, you know? When I feel the human experience at its fullest and I can be truly present in what I'm feeling. And sometimes, you know, I can play a song that will bring those emotions through me and I will feel that euphoria. I will smile, be happy. And yes, I might have tears dropping down my face, but I'm happy. I feel the human experience. And I think there is so much beauty in all the emotions that we feel, and it's it's completely the programming that we've been put into our brains since the day we were born, to sit there and deem sadness is a bad thing, happiness is a certain way. There is no black and white when it comes to emotions. It's a grayscale. You can determine how you want to experience that very emotion. This is why I say you have to, it's not about turning off sadness or turning off happiness or turning off these emotions. It's about enjoying and experiencing them to their fullest so they can bring you the most value they can without just taking negatives. You can feel sadness by gaining more value out of it rather than sitting there and letting it disrupt you, leave you distraught. You can gain more than even happiness from sadness, because there is so much to understand and there's so much to uncover of yourself, let alone yourself when you're in those moments, but of your world around you. How do the people operate? What does the world look like? And leading into this, one thing I want you to train yourself with is, I was watching a Tony Robinson and I was watching a Tony Robinson and Theo Vaughn podcast. I think I spoke about this in my last speech when I was talking to Jack, but I'll say it again in case none of you saw the last one. But your brain will color things in order for it to be what you're looking for. So if you looked around your room right now and you look for brown. You see your brown? Okay. Now close your eyes. Tell me what you saw was red. Right? You didn't see anything that was red because you were not looking for it. And I bet you, even when you were looking for the brown, you may have saw something that was a bit beige, maybe like these floor tiles, and said, that's brown. That could be brown, just so you could feel better. Your brain will change the way things look and color things differently to reward your brain for what it's looking for. So if you wake up saying you're having a shit day, you will go through your day looking for excuses for it to be a shit day. Oh, this coffee's a bit too cold. Oh, it's a bit too hot today. Oh, something's wrong. Like there's something not right. But if you woke up every day and said today's an amazing day, and you primed your brain for gratitude, and you woke up and you said, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, your brain will find excuses to be grateful for things because it will be rewarded. It'll go, oh my God, I get to have a cup of coffee. Oh my God, it's a beautiful day outside. I get to enjoy the sun. And that is just a very small example of how much control you truly have over how you feel, what you decide is true, what you decide is not true. And the reason why I speak about emotions so much, and because this is layer number one. Layer number one is changing the way you perceive things and your beliefs. Your beliefs become your reality. If you say something will become true or something won't become true, it won't. And I want you to fucking understand that. That's why I preach self-delusion. That's why I say I can do anything. That's why I'll sit here and say outrageous things like killing 5 elephants with my bare hands. Because your belief is the reason of why it will come true. It's your belief. It's your belief that causes the actions. It's your belief that causes the thoughts. Believe it to be true, and it will be. You can do anything you fucking want in this world. You just have to believe it. You have to believe it. And you have to believe it with every part of your body. And then your body will begin to act in accordance with that belief, and your thoughts will be in accordance with that belief. You know, I was having another conversation. There is no negative thought. There is no negative thought. Like there is no negative experience in life. I mean, yes, you could objectively say, you know, the death of a loved one is a horrible experience, absolutely, but there is no negative in life. Everything will bring positive towards your goals if you are still alive. If you can still breathe, shit, and piss, who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Everything is in servitude of your purpose. Let's talk about your business, for example, right? Let's say a system fell through and you lost $50,000. If that system had not fallen through at that stage in your life and you had not lost the $50,000, maybe in 5 years you might have lost $5 million because of that system not being steady enough. But now because you have lost that thing, you can fix it so that it won't be an issue in the future. And that is the exact cycle of problem solving. And that is why we go through problems. That is why we go through challenges. That is why we go through tribulations, because us solving those problems makes us stronger. It makes us better in order to pursue life to its fullest with all of our innate abilities, so that in this life, we can continuously grow and continuously progress. This ideology that you are not growing, that you are not progressing when you lose, when you fail, you grow the most when you fail and lose. When a tree dies, it drops millions of seeds to grow thousands of trees. Would you say it had more success in growing just the one tree or birthing another 1,000? There is far, far, far more to learn from failure and loss. And it's not about steering yourself away to not feel loss and not feel failure. And this is what I was talking about from the beginning. You have to feel the human. You have to embrace the failure. You have to embrace the loss, because that will allow you to gain. That will allow you to gain the most from it. This is why I say give your all to everything in life, because if you give your all to everything in life, you can experience it to your fullest. If you are in a relationship half-assing it, you're not going to get anything about it when she leaves or when you guys pursue life together. If you are all 100% there, you will gain and you will experience the most out of life. And you need to be 100% there in everything and anything you do in life, because that will provide you the most value, rather than being the guy that sits on the edge because he's too afraid to feel the human experience and too afraid to be in pain or loss or sadness that he won't even allow himself to feel happiness, because he just sits in this lukewarm water, like I said before, too afraid to be in the fucking cold, too afraid to be in the hot, living a dull human experience where he doesn't even get to be himself. What is the point of that? There is none. And it irritates me that you sit there and you sit in your lukewarm water with just warm enough. Just warm enough. Do you want to live a life of just warm enough? Does that make you feel happy? Just doing what you have to do, just doing a little bit, just enough every time. Just enough in your relationship, just enough in your diet, just enough in working out. Just enough. Do you want to live a life of just enough, or do you want to give life your fucking all? Sit there and ask yourself. And please understand what I'm saying to you. You sit there and you do not give life your fullest. Stop half-assing things. Give everything you do in life 100% of your being. 100%. Do not be afraid of repercussions for giving 100%, because at least you can sit there on your deathbed and said, you know what? At least I fucking tried. At least I truly gave 100%. You don't have to sit there in doubt and disbelief, or sit and say, oh, well, fuck, if I tried a little bit harder. Do you want to be the one on your deathbed that says, if I tried a little bit harder? I don't. And that's why I'll be grateful no matter when I die, because I know every single day when I woke up and I decided what I was going to do, I pursued with all of my being, and I gave life 100% of me without fear. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.